Like
See that
Broadway.
you're finally wearing the glitter jacket.
Yeah, I did.
You
I
never
did.
wore it on the
Since
show
it's our
before.
first show tonight.
This is
You know,
our
we're doing
first
this.
show on Village Connection Network. I'm really excited.
Way to go. Give me
You
5
know,
on that.
that's
Let's
it.
do this.
Yeah.
Good evening. How are you guys?
Heather Lee, how are you, sweetheart? We're shipping
I'm doing
shirts
great.
away.
I had to call in because I just wanted you guys to pay extra shipping to get my shirt here.
Thank you, Heather.
Actually, I'm going to give them to your father, and he's going to ship them to you.
Oh, in that case, I'll never get it.
Brought up a really good point, Darren.
Happy New Year, everybody, and welcome to the Business Power Hour with Darren and the Music Man. It sounds like somebody's in heat. It's good.
How are you, Music Man, this week?
I'm
Really interesting question.
That's a fantastic question, Norman.
wow. See, I got a fantastic. You just got good. I got fantastic. What kind of toy did she like? Tell me, kid.
Come on, he always goes there. Were you drinking before the show? One of the cardinal rules. Two things you never do to a woman. You never say they're old, and
But
you
I'm
never
not
say
mad.
they're
I'm
heavy.
never going to see
You
her
never ask
again.
them
What's
how
the
much
difference?
trust me. Oh, you
That's
wait a
right.
second.
We both know I won't be seeing you again.
You know Lauren for a long time.
Yes, I do. By the way, this is a Yankee station.
It's a Yankee station. John, it's a Yankee station.
All right?
Fourth extravaganza.
Hell no.
Hi, Eileen. Eileen's on.
Hi, Eileen. Eileen Karina is on.
Yeah,
Oh, hi, Eileen.
She-
Great question. We have a lot of undulations out in the field. Undulations.
Is that a wine? What the hell is undulation?
Fred, don't use big words. John's not calling his chicken.
Did you just call me a chicken?
I called you a chicken. I did call you a
You
chicken.
called me a chicken.
I called you a chicken. Hey, right? So this.
Help.
I gotta get him a cough button, Jim. What do you think?
Cough
Because-
button would be a good idea. Consider that a good question that he asked?
Great question.
There you go. I got
Pythons
one.
and brains.
But our own John from Hazlitt provided the confetti for the ticker tape parade. Hey, sorry. This, yeah, I was just gonna say, this show's about him. It's not about you.
Hey, give me some loving.
How are you, Music Man?
Hello, Darren. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm
this week.
absolutely convinced. I'm absolutely convinced that
telling
you
you.
got some kind of brain damage when you had that thing last year.
I'm telling you, and he called. And
Seeing interviews by Darren and the Music Man. Ladies and gentlemen, Darren Siafi and Norman Wasserman.
Let's do this, yeah.
Good evening and welcome to the Business Power Hour with Darren and the Music Man. We're here towards the end of December.
December
Right?
18th.
It's crazy.
1 week away.
The year is gone.
1 week away from my holiday. I know your holidays start soon too, right?
This weekend.
This weekend, right?
Yeah, right.
So you guys start on the weekend, Sunday night. You guys are starting, right? So I'm actually pretty.
But I'm
excited
also
about
share
this.
your holiday too.
You do share. That's right.
Yeah.
You do, yeah, because you
I'm
got it
all
on
over
two
the place.
sides. Yeah. So you're all over the place, Jim. Thanks for reminding me to put my
Yeah,
mic
that
on.
was a good idea.
You know.
That's good.
So
What a great year this has been for us.
It's been an unbelievable year for us. I mean,
We
just
started off great with great guests. We're ending
with
the
great
super
guests. Yeah, we got.
We had a lot of great guests in
We're
between.
really,
We had a lot
really
of
happy.
repeat visitors.
And
that
we're
are
already
back.
booked into May. We got
No one
shows
believe
for
us.
you guys all the way up
We
until
only
May.
have 2 dates left in May. I mean, we're going to be, God willing, sold out again by May or June for the year.
Exactly.
So it's
exactly.
great.
And this gentleman hasn't even been on yet. He wants to come back.
No,
We haven't even started
well,
yet.
He's heard.
He's heard.
about
He's
us.
heard things.
Yeah.
He's heard things.
Should we
so-
introduce him? What do you think?
We should.
Let's
we should.
let's do it this way. Let's see if somebody can guess.
All right.
If they can guess.
What the hell is that?
This is the logo.
This is the logo.
This is the logo. So what is it?
A cup.
What's that? A wanky? A wanky NM? Like, what is this?
Jim,
Do you know what it
Jim?
is?
Good hands.
It's Allstate.
good-
It's
good
good
hands.
hands. Good hands.
And my hands are washed
You're in
and
good
clean.
hands.
You're in good hands with Stu Schwartz of Allstate. Welcome. Good evening.
I'm
Let's
having
get this-
technical
Oh, by the way,
difficulties.
thank you very much for little
Well,
Christmas
you gotta
gift.
turn it around so people can see the front.
See
So
that?
there you
Nice.
go.
So if you're a client of this gentleman,
Yeah,
and you
you can
give
get
him
a
all that
bottle of
money
wine.
during the course of the year, he gets you one of these bottles of inexpensive wine.
This
It's really good.
this is what people with
It's
circular
not-
driveways do.
Let's talk about being grateful in this time.
Very
man.
great.
So,
It's good. I
yeah,
love
it's
grapes.
just- right.
I have grapes every night before I go to sleep. Stu, welcome.
Yes. I want to thank you both for letting me come to this establishment. I've heard so much about it.
Some of it's true.
The
good part.
I think some of it is true.
So Stu, tell us about Allstate, how you're involved, how you got involved,
Why you're involved.
and why you're involved.
Well, I have a varied background, and I come from a couple of industries. I have a couple of master's degrees, but about 3 years ago, I started getting involved with insurance. And
Why?
Because I like helping people. I came from I was a financial advisor for 20 years,
Okay.
and about 3 years ago, I had enough. It was a tough business to be in.
And why is it a tough business to be in, being a financial
It's a tough
advisor?
business to be in because people are very afraid of moving their money, and a lot of times
And entrusting.
entrusting their money. And a lot of times when I would make recommendations to them, they would say, well, I really like this. I really don't want to get out of it. And a lot of times they don't listen. And they think they know more than you do. And they've entrusted me with their money, and they don't know more.
And then
than
when
I
something
do.
goes wrong, it's
And
your fault.
It's my fault.
Right.
And the responsibility was just enough for me. And I had it. And the reason that I went into insurance is that a friend of mine recommended a gentleman to work for. And I spoke to him, and he liked me, and I liked him, and I liked the idea of working with people who need something.
Right.
I mean, people always need some kind of insurance, whether it's auto, whether it's home, whether it's an umbrella policy, which is something I want to talk about later. But it's important.
Could have used an umbrella tonight with the storms.
With the squall,
with
yeah.
the squalls.
That
out
was
there.
interesting tonight.
Yeah.
It was very heavy for about 10 minutes.
10 minutes and
then
that's it.
poof.
My
it
car was
gone.
iced.
Yeah, so
was
was
ice.
mine.
Mine had ice
I
on
came
it,
out of
too.
my client and it was covered
Yeah.
in ice.
I had that too.
I'm sorry, Stu.
No, that's fine.
But
That's
you know
fine.
what? Let's roll back a little
Sure.
bit. So when you first you said you had a couple of different industries that you were in. So when you first got out of school or you were in high school, what were you thinking about doing?
Well, my father always wanted me to go into business, so I went to college up in Rhode Island, and I got a bachelor's degree in business administration. And when I left there, I went to graduate school for actually hospital administration.
Okay.
I can see you doing that, knowing
I
you the way I do.
I really enjoyed working in a hospital, and while I was in graduate school, I got another master's degree and an MBA at the same time. I just took extra courses. And
What was that in?
well, MBA was in business administration.
So you had a
Yes,
BBA in
an
business
MBA,
and
an MBA,
and
and
MBA.
an MHA.
Got it.
And I went to work
Hospital administration.
hospital administration.
Thank you.
I went to work in a hospital down in Miami, and I was in administration for 3 years. I wrote a thesis down there, and what I really enjoyed, some days when you're writing a thesis or doing a lot of writing, some days you can't get past the.
Right.
And those days, I would go up to watch surgery, and I enjoyed that immensely.
Hell, I would have gone to the beach.
Yeah, I was going to say Miami.
No,
Come on.
I couldn't leave the hospital. I
Right.
really couldn't. I was 22, 23 years old. I wasn't
Right.
leaving. And
22, 23. You couldn't leave the hospital to go to the beach.
Right.
When else are you going to
sneak
go?
And I was in
It's like-
Miami at the same time. So, but after that, I left the hospital after 3 years being down there because the politics was very, very,
Hospital politics?
was very
Hospital
inhibiting.
politics
You
is
think
wrong
there's
everywhere.
hospital politics?
Oh God, it was awful, and I also noticed that there were a lot of people there that weren't really sharp in administration. And there was one guy who was actually my boss, and I didn't
Want to mention his name?
Yeah, Charles Johnston.
Oh,
He was a
must have
Southern
been a good
Californian.
relationship.
He was a Southern Californian who really wasn't too sharp. And
You hear that, Charles? Charles,
and-
right?
Right, Charles Johnston, right. He's probably passed away by now.
I'm sorry.
And so then my parents, my father was in a family business in the garment center. My grandfather had started the garment center business in 1914.
Okay.
And in 1975, I spoke to my dad, and he never pushed me into going into the business, but I decided to speak to him about maybe I should come into the business. So he said he was so happy, and I was concerned.
Any dad would be happy.
He was very happy to have
right.
me in, and I worked with him. He worked with his brother and his cousin for 40 years together, and which is a very rare occasion in a family business.
That they last.
Right. That they
fighting.
get along. Right.
Right.
And my dad was handling the sales, which is what I like to do. I like being with people. And my father's cousin handled the production. And our plant was in Charleston, South Carolina. And my uncle was between the two. He was the inside guy. So he would keep peace between the selling and the production.
Were you stationed up here? Were you
I
down
was here.
south?
No, I was here.
Uh-huh.
I was here. I dealt with a lot of the customers. And we made dresses and sportswear for the catalogs. Pennies and
Women's?
Sears and Lane Bryant. Yeah. And dresses and sportswear. So, and I used to be involved with a lot of the buyers. I used to go down to Charleston with them to go look at their stuff. And from there, it was time in the middle 90s that the business had changed.
Mm-hmm.
The buyers had changed. And I decided in 1996 to close down the business. It was after 84 years.
Oh, so it was you
Very
that was
sad.
left? There
It
was
was
no
me and my father's cousin's son.
Just
Okay.
the two of you?
Yes, it was just the two of us, and we were running it. I did a lot of the work. My cousin was involved with production, and we closed the plant down in Charleston. It was very sad for me.
How many employees did you have?
At our height, we had 225 employees.
Wow.
We had 3 plants in Charleston, and but by the middle 90s, it was time.
It was time.
And I really could have closed it down earlier, but my head said to close it down, but it was a family business. I just couldn't do it.
Right.
And I paid everybody who worked for me, but I didn't take a salary for a while.
Okay, yeah, that's hard.
It was very, very difficult.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed that. But in 1996, I had an orderly liquidation, and I took care of everybody that I owed money to,
Mm-hmm.
and I just closed it down. And so then after that,
So how did you get into being a financial advisor?
I always
from
enjoyed that. I always enjoyed the stock market.
Okay.
And at that point, I was in my late 40s. I
Mhm.
went back to school
Right.
to get all the certifications.
Series 7.
Series
all
7
that.
and 65 and
Mhm.
63. Yes, I did all of that. And then I worked for 20 years. I worked for 2 companies, Wells Fargo, and I worked for Oppenheimer.
Okay.
And but I had enough after 20 years, so I decided that's
Who'd
when
you
I
work
went
to for first, Oppenheimer? Or
No, I
Wells?
worked for Smith Barney first, and then I went to Wells Fargo, and I went to Wachovia, and Wachovia was taken
Remember
over.
that?
Yeah,
Wachovia?
Wachovia.
Wachovia
Yeah.
was taken over by Wells Fargo,
Fargo.
and there was some problems.
Right.
And Wells Fargo, I didn't really like working with them. They were very much involved with the bank situation,
Right.
and they would sort of tell you what to do and how to do it, and they weren't as concerned with the client.
They weren't serving the client
that
first.
Yes,
The
they
client
were not.
wasn't first.
Right, and the client was not first.
Right.
And I didn't like that, and
Yeah.
it was time. So I went over to Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer was not run by a bank like Wells Fargo is, and,
Right.
and Smith Barney was run by a bank, which was Citibank.
Right.
Citibank owned them, and still
Okay.
do. So that's where I am, and so I really enjoy working with individuals and businesses. I like working with businesses, especially dentists and doctors and chiropractors, because a lot of them, they don't really review their insurance for their businesses or their
Right.
workman's comp, and they don't.
Why dentist? You have bad teeth?
I don't have bad teeth.
You got gum problems or something?
No. Thank you very
Good
much.
for-
Thank you very much.
Eileen's on. Hi, Eileen.
Eileen, hi.
Hey,
Look who's
also-
here. Stu.
And Mike Brothers is watching also.
Mike Brothers too.
Mike's in the house.
Mike.
You know Mike?
Mike took care of me.
Oh, did
Mike took care of me and my wife. And hi, Eileen.
You're welcome, Mike.
That's it.
Yes, and matter of fact, I recommended Mike to a couple of people that my wife works with.
You know, it's funny. I told a story not too long ago, and Mike, I don't know if this person ever called you, but I was meeting with somebody in Starbucks in Patchogue, and we had my laptop out like this, and the lady I was meeting with, we were sitting there at the table talking, and this woman came over to me and goes, "Are you in insurance?" And I was like, "No, I'm not." I said, "Why?" She goes, "I'm looking for somebody for insurance, for health insurance." I said, "You looking for Medicare or Medicaid?" She's like, "Yes." And I said, "Here's the person." I wrote that.
He's the bomb.
I did. I pulled out Mike's number. I wrote his name and number down. Hopefully they called you, Mike. And
Mike's been on the show. He's coming back.
Yeah.
The demand for him has been crazy. No Gwen
Mike,
Friedrich?
Yeah.
Well,
I
Gwen
know,
hooked
right?
up. Well, I believe he hooked because she keeps on raving about him. So I guess they hooked up too.
I have recommended Mike to at least 2 or 3 people that I know.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't go anywhere else.
He really knows his business.
He
He's
really
a good guy.
does. He really does.
He knows his stuff and he does the right
and
thing.
he's a good guy.
And he
Yeah,
does
but we're
the
not
right
here to talk
thing.
about Mike. Okay,
Yeah.
so we got that.
I still love you, Mike.
Mike, your turn will come next month or whenever it is.
So you now you're working, you know, like you said, you're working as a financial advisor, and you kind of getting to the end there where it's just like the clients aren't listening to you. You're not getting the support that you really need in order to provide the services that you want. It's time to go. It's it's like I say this old thing where every client has a life cycle. And it gets to a point where it's like, okay, it's either time to move up or move out with the client. Some clients stay for a very long time. Some clients don't stay so long. And that's okay. And you got to know when that time is to move on. Mm-hmm. And, it's almost like I reference it as it's time to fire the client.
Well, there was a situation where I've only fired 2 clients. And one of the clients I didn't fire, but she decided to change her 401k. She was working with another company, which was fine. Mm-hmm. And so she wanted me to. I got a cancellation form that I had to fill out for the new company, mm-hmm. and it said that I had to sell her stuff right away, which is what I did. So a couple of days later, I get an email from her in capital letters saying, "Who told you to do this? And why did you do this? You're not allowed to do anything on your own." So she was accusing me of not telling her that I was selling something.
Right.
And I'm mom and apple pie, so I would never do anything wrong for anything like that. But she was accusing me, and she called the manager and made me feel...
So how did her stuff get sold?
Well, I sold it because on the paper, the cancellation thing said, please liquidate all of her positions so there would be only cash.
Got it.
So P.S., I went into my manager and I told him what happened. The lawyers for the company gets involved.
Yeah.
And it turns out that I had the paper that it says, please sell everything and put everything in cash.
Right.
So he presented this to her lawyer.
Right.
And it was puffed. And it was squashed, and I was fine. But they can accuse you of anything. Of course.
Well, that's the thing. It's just the accusation sometimes.
It's the accusation, and it makes me look bad.
Yeah.
That was the start
because
of
the
me
thing is,
wanting to get out.
Right, because people start hearing the accusation, but they don't hear the full story, and they don't hear the full results, so they come to their own conclusions.
Fact of life.
She came to the wrong conclusion, and she made me look really bad. And, I don't need someone else to make me look bad. Right. I can make myself look bad. I don't need anyone else to do that.
How do you do that?
Listen.
Did you explain to the audience how you make yourself look bad?
If I do something wrong, I will let you know about it.
Okay, so Stu, if somebody wanted to get a hold of you, right, and they want to find out more about Allstate and what you provide with Allstate, how do they do that?
Well, they can always call me at my office, which is 631-271-0300, or you can call me on my cell, which is 516-456-7081.
That's great.
All right. So when we come back, we're going to find out more about now how Stu transitioned over from being a financial advisor to being the great Allstate person that
We're
he
going to
is
find
now.
out about their products and their services,
This is-
and there's more than what you think there is.
And we're going to open the phone lines up at 631.
415-1365.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Friend Entertainment USA. My name is Norman Wasserman. I am also known as the Music Man. Let me just tell you a little bit about Friend Entertainment. We put on concerts for charities, and we do that everywhere from New York to Las Vegas. We do R&B, Motown, rock and roll, jazz, whatever it is that you wish. Friend Entertainment will deliver the best of the best for you and your charity. Here are some of the names of the talent that have performed with us on our stage. Stevie Wonder, Tina Turner, The Temptations, Earth, Wind and Fire, the one and only ELO, Elton John himself, Kool and the Gang, and the fabulous Donna Summer. Go to our website, friendentusa.com. That's www.friendentusa.com, or feel free to call us at 631-698-9696. 631-698-9696, and we'll see you at the next show.
Hi, this is Doug Cormack, Executive Director of Orchard Estate of Woodbury, Woodbury's first assisted living and memory care community. We're opening this summer for seniors who need a little or a lot of assistance with things like taking their medication, meals, or just a maintenance-free lifestyle. Our experienced staff keeps seniors and their families connected to what matters most. Call us today to inquire about our model apartments and discover how Orchard Estate of Woodbury is providing the lifestyle Long Island seniors deserve. Call 516-246-2167. That's 516-246-2167, or visit orchardestatewoodbury.com. Licensure pending.
Small business owners, are you having trouble growing your business? Do you feel like you're always swimming upstream? Do you feel that daily tension that I can't get ahead and I don't know why? Hi everybody, my name is Darren Sayafi and I'm a business therapist. What's a business therapist? Well, some people call us coaches, some people call us advisors, other people even call us strategists. We take a vested interest in you and your personal development as a person and as a business owner to give you the tools and structure that you need to take it to that next level. So don't wait. Give me a call today for your free consultation and let me show you how you can help yourself.
And welcome back to the Business Power Hour with Darren and the Music Man and our special guest from
Allstate.
Allstate.
Allstate. You gotta say
Put your hands in Allstate.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
With Stu Schwartz.
I want to give a shout out. Steve Nocita joined us, a friend of mine from the Civil Air Patrol. Hey, Steve, how you doing?
Hey, Steve, how you doing? Good evening.
Right.
Thanks for tuning in.
So, yeah, I can't see everybody that joins, but, everybody who pops up, if I see you, I'll give you a quick shout out. So, Stu, before the break, we were talking about how you left being a financial advisor and the thing that, when you said, okay, I'm going to be done with this, and you said earlier in the show that you got approached by somebody to start working in the insurance industry. What was the tipping point where you said, okay, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take that leap.
Well,
because starting out, I don't mean to cut you off, but starting out all over again for the third time, right? It's
and I had to take another test.
Right.
Because I already had my life and health and annuity license, which I needed to do to be in the market. But I also had to take the P&C course, and which was 3 weeks. I had to pass the course test, and then I had to pass the state test.
So what's the P&C course?
It's property and casualty.
Am I glad you did that?
Yes. I mean, I had to do, this is all when I'm a little bit older, and a lot of my friends were very impressed that I could pass all these tests. Because I was.
Would you like to know what Mike Brothers said about you?
What did he say?
He said, Medicare Mike is in the house to support Mr. Honorable himself, Stu Schwartz. That's your reputation. That's what people think about you.
I'm glad, because I always try to be honorable and honest, and that there's no bull with me.
No, you're of good heart.
I'm a good heart, and I'm always looking to help people, not looking to hurt people. And if I can help them, I will. If I can't, I'll tell you.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I like to work.
And that's the way you do work.
Yep.
Okay, so you took the courses.
I took the courses.
You passed the test.
And in order for me to work at State Farm, I needed to pass the test.
State Farm you started with?
I started with State Farm.
Okay.
And I worked with them for over a year. And I enjoyed working for them, but they're a little bit different company than Allstate, where State Farm is called a captive company, meaning that if State Farm cannot do the insurance, they can't do the insurance. They can't go elsewhere.
Right.
Where Allstate is a little bit more flexible, and they have other companies like Chubb and the Hartford.
Oh, so if I go to Allstate,
Travelers,
I may not necessarily get an Allstate policy.
That's correct. That's
Okay.
correct. There are other companies that I can go to if Allstate A is too expensive or they can't do something. I can go to another company. Like I'm doing some work for Norman
Excuse me.
and for his special events, and Allstate doesn't do it.
Okay.
So I go to another company that Allstate recommended that uses them. Allstate must have about 10 to 15 different companies that I could go to.
And the one company that you have hooked me up with is wonderful. Yeah. They are so consumer friendly.
Yep.
And I guess
so
it's
they've paid every
because of
claim?
you. I'm sorry?
They've paid every claim?
There's no claims.
There hasn't been a claim, fortunately.
I don't have claims.
But they take care of me because I take care of them.
Exactly.
And
but you have other products and such that you sell. And one comment that I've always made to you, and you talk a lot about dentists and doctors and whatever, but that's what people would think you only do. Like when we go to these network meetings and you stand up and you talk, this is what you talk about. I said, what is wrong with you? I'm not a doctor or a dentist. You take care of me and my insurance. Right? I have other insurance besides P&C with you as well. And if I didn't ask, I wouldn't have known that you handle the other things.
So you can write insurance for property and casualty, health, life, what else?
Residential.
I do a lot of
apartment.
Auto, apartments. I do condominiums, homeowners, obviously.
What about construction?
Businesses. I do businesses. I like to do commercial.
Okay.
I like to do all different businesses.
So you do all kinds of commercial coverage that you can provide. So contractors, retail.
Certain contractors. It all depends on the risk involved. If there's a very risky thing, there are other companies that really do specifically, like major buildings, for example.
Okay.
I would do more of a smaller type of business.
Well, like an electrician with a couple of trucks.
Electrician or plumbers. I do, and I work with their commercial autos. I can do commercial autos too. There are a lot of things. Allstate does a lot of different things. And when I get up and speak to these people at the networking groups that Norman and I attend, I say we do the homeowners and we do the auto, and which is a normal thing. But I like to center on other things besides the normal insurance that everyone thinks about.
And that's the thing, right? When we go to these networking groups, the insurance guy gets up and goes, I'm the insurance guy and I do auto. Well, what makes you unique? And what makes you unique is the doctors and dentists.
The specialization.
I really like working with dentists and chiropractors.
Okay.
They respond well to me, and I can go to them and say, when was the last time you had a review of your insurances? And a lot of times, because they're so involved with their dental practice or their chiropractic practice, they're not concerned about it. They don't know whether they are overinsured or underinsured. So if I do a review of them, 80 to 90% of the time, I can save them money. There's sometimes I can't, but most of the time I can.
Okay, so what was the most, I don't want to say interesting, but challenging policy that you've ever had to write?
Well, I've written a couple of policies that I was going to mention to you. My dentist is in North Belmore, and I went to him, and I said to him, when was the last time you had your insurance reviewed? He looks at me and says, never. Now, he's been in business over 20 years. So I said, well, I'd really like to take a look at it. Maybe I could save you some money.
Right.
And not only for his business insurance, his office insurance, but his workman's comp. So after taking a look at his policy, which was from another company, I turned out and I was able to save him $7,000 a year.
Now,
And that on all the policies? Or?
On the two policies that I wrote
two policies
for him,
alone.
Between his office policy and his workman's comp, I was able to save him
Now,
$7,000.
Aren't the workman comp rates basically set by the state?
Not always. It can be. I mean, State Insurance Fund is one of the companies that a lot of dentists and doctors go to because they don't know where to go.
Right, everybody else
They don't
does
know
that
where
too,
to go,
yeah.
but I can go to different companies,
Right.
like the Hartford, like Chubb, like Travelers, or Allstate. So I was able to save them $7,000. And he says to me, he says, Stu, you mean to tell me that for 20 years I've been overpaying? I said, yes. So he looked at me, and I mean, he was not happy.
Yeah.
He was not a happy person.
Well, the thing is, it comes down to, he's like, wait a second, I've been paying this insurance broker all of these years. I'm expecting him to be watching my back, and at the end of the day, he wasn't.
He's never been in there.
Well, what happens is that, because at one time I was involved in P&C for a broker, and I would call their clients, other clients that would respond, and I'd say, can I see a copy of your policy? And some of them would send it in,
right.
And then I would get back to them with different, you can't save me this. I said, oh yeah, I can. I said, the agents don't call their clients, and the clients don't call the agent for a review. They think that they're being taken care of. If they'll see their invoice once a year, they'll get their invoice or monthly, and they don't question it. You got to question it.
That's exactly what happened with him. I mean, and there was one other. Can I tell you another story?
No.
Please.
Of course you can.
Okay.
Stu, that's why you're here, to tell us stories.
There was another story that I walked into one of these back in the springtime. I walked into an office right in Plainview.
Okay.
And I just walked in. It was around lunchtime, and it was a dentist, a husband and wife practice. It was in a house. It was a small house, an 1,800 square foot house that they renovated for operatories, which is where the dental work is done.
Right.
And they had like 8 people working for them, 4 part-time and 4 full-time between the 2 dentists. And it was redone. This whole house was redone, and it had brand new equipment in it. Mm-hmm. So I said to them, I'm here. Can I take a look at your insurance? Sure. They were young people. They were like 37, 38 years old. So he said, sure, take a look at it. So I look at their office policy. It was $425. Now, there is just no way.
A year?
A year. So and Hartford had written this policy. So I
That's
looked at it, and all he had was liability insurance.
That was it.
That was it. So I said to him, if your brand new house and offices burnt down tomorrow,
You're done.
you would get Zippo.
Right.
Bupkis, nothing. And he says to me, really? I said, I can't understand how a company like Hartford could sell you this policy. Now, he had...
Yeah, but was it Hartford that sold it to him, or was it a broker?
Hartford.
Well, how did he
it
get
could
to
have been
Hartford?
Right.
It could have been... It was Hartford because it was a Hartford policy.
Yeah, it had to be someone.
It
who
had to
just
be
w-
someone
yeah.
from Hartford who
So
sells
Hartford isn't like Allstate, like you can't sell Hartford.
Oh,
So-
I can. Oh, I can sell Hartford.
All right. Well,
I can
that's
sell
what I'm
their
saying. Is that
policy.
could
I
it
can
have
sell
been
their
a
policies.
broker that isn't a Hartford guy that sold them the policy just to sell it to
I
him?
have no idea, but it was just so.
It seems like that Allstate is a broker, and somebody like State Farm is an insurance company.
That's correct.
See, that's the difference. You broker it out. You
It's
can
called
get
captive.
the best deals.
State Farm is a
Right.
captive company, and so he had $750,000 worth of equipment. He had just renovated this house that he bought,
Right.
and I got him insurance for the office, for the building, for his equipment, and I ended up doing his home, his cars,
He did everything.
and an umbrella
Right.
because he loved me. Because I mean, if the house had
You
burned
saved
down
his
tomorrow,
behind.
if the house had burned down tomorrow, he would have gotten nothing.
Right.
And I mean, those
Or
are
any damage.
any damage,
Any damage at all.
anything would have
So
happened.
if anybody wants to call in, ask Stu any questions about any of these things, because look, a lot of businesses, 'cause I work with a lot of businesses, you just not have all the coverage that you may need. So if you really are not sure, give us a call at 631-415-1365.
Call tonight. Just
Call
ask
tonight.
a question.
Just ask a question.
There's no obligation.
Yep, and John's on. So hey, John, how you doing, bud? I know you're on. We were talking
John,
about
hope
you
you're
before.
feeling well.
Yeah, we're hoping that you're feeling better, buddy. So, Stu, is that where you're focusing right now with the dentists?
I like to
only because you've had the experience.
I've had
with
good
them?
experience with them, but I don't like to focus on any one thing.
Right.
I've attended a couple of dental society, like the Suffolk County Dental Society. I attended their, I guess their
organization.
Meetings for their.
Did they give out free toothpaste and toothbrushes?
No. I was a sponsor, and what they have their why can't I think of what the word is? They get their CE credits. CE credits. Every
Continuing
dentist and doctor,
education.
and they get CE credits.
What you're also doing, which I helped you do in one particular case, was to deal with other types of insurance, like life insurance, where you can take some Allstate stuff and hook up with these life insurance people that specialize in the dental or medical area, and together you'll work out deals between you, and you can help each other.
Right. A lot of times I'll talk to a dentist and say, "Do you have disability insurance?" And they look at me like, "Yes, I do," but they haven't had it reviewed since they were in dental school, because disability insurance is so important for a dentist. My own personal dentist, he had a quit dentistry 9 years ago as a young man because he had neck problems and wrist problems, but because he had a great policy, a disability policy, he gets paid $7,000-8,000 a month, free and clear.
Wow,
and
that's huge.
I mean, most dentists have something, but again, depending on their lifestyle, they may have something that's not worth enough for them if they were out.
Well, it's what it is when you're making a certain amount of money, you start living to that amount of money that you're making, and then when something like that happens, a lot of times you just don't have the right coverage, and you can't maintain the lifestyle that you had.
When I was at the Suffolk County Dental Society, there was the guy who was teaching the course of 60 dentists. He was an implant surgeon, and he traveled all over the world teaching implant surgery. And I was talking to him at lunchtime, and he was telling me about a very good friend of his who broke his arm. He was skiing and broke his arm. He was out of work for 5 months. So I said to him, "I'm sure he has disability insurance." And he looked at me and says, "No, he didn't." I went, "Really?" And then he looked at me and says, "I don't have disability insurance." So P.S.
And they're surgeons?
Yes. So P.S.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
So P.S. I'm working with him now, the guy who gave the course.
How can a surgeon not insure their hands insurance?
Because they just
I couldn't.
Nobody advises them the right way.
That's common sense. You don't even need to be advised. What do I do if I get hurt?
This is why they need people like Stu. This is why they need that.
Because you would advise somebody
I would
like
have
that.
told them that. Right. So Stu, if somebody wanted to get a hold of you and talk to you about how you can insure their hands, right? Do you insure his coats?
No.
That's something that we have to look into, because without his coats, your jackets.
Oh, how about my mouth? Could you insure it?
Someone better.
We got to get his jackets insured. But if somebody
wanted to know what you're talking about.
Well, his Music Man
he
jackets.
Hasn't seen those jackets.
Oh, you haven't seen those jackets?
I haven't seen them.
Oh yeah,
I got new ones too.
Oh, wait until you see these.
I'm going to Maria Scalvo.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I'm going Friday, so she can fix them.
So, Stu, if somebody wanted to get a hold of you, how can they do that?
You can always call me on my cell, which is 516-456-7081, or my office is 631-271-0300.
And where's your office, by the way?
My office is in Huntington. It's on West Jericho Turnpike, about a mile west of 110.
But you make house calls, people. You go.
I'm very mobile. One of the things that I like to do, I don't sit in my office and look at the computer all day. I am very mobile. I will go to you. I will meet you for breakfast or lunch or to your home. I have no problem with that.
Do you pay for breakfast or lunch?
I do. I pay for breakfast or lunch.
Do you
pay
for breakfast?
Why do you?
Did I pay for you when I took you to lunch?
Yeah, it's because I was already a client. I'm afraid I'm going to go someplace else. Really. But you gave me a $13 limit.
All right, when we come back, we're going to wrap it up. We're going to find out some more about Stu and what he's all about. And we're going to wrap up this year. This is our last show of the year. It's crazy,
is it the last
right?
show of the year?
This last show of the year.
You're doing the finale.
Next Wednesday.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Hi, this is Doug Cormack, Executive Director of Orchard Estate of Woodbury, Woodbury's first assisted living and memory care community. We're opening this summer for seniors who need a little or a lot of assistance with things like taking their medication, meals, or just a maintenance-free lifestyle. Our experienced staff keeps seniors and their families connected to what matters most. Call us today to inquire about our model apartments and discover how Orchard Estate of Woodbury is providing the lifestyle Long Island seniors deserve. Call 516-246-2167. That's 516-246-2167. Or visit orchardestatewoodbury.com. Licensure pending.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Friend Entertainment USA. My name is Norman Wasserman. I am also known as the Music Man. Let me just tell you a little bit about Friend Entertainment. We put on concerts for charities, and we do that everywhere from New York to Las Vegas. We do R&B, Motown, rock and roll, jazz, whatever it is that you wish. Friend Entertainment will deliver the best of the best for you and your charity. Here are some of the names of the talent that have performed with us on our stage. Stevie Wonder, Tina Turner, The Temptations, Earth, Wind and Fire, the one and only ELO, Elton John himself, Kool and the Gang, and the fabulous Donna Summer. Go to our website, friendentusa.com. That's www.friendentusa.com, or feel free to call us at 631-698-9696. 631-698-9696, and we'll see you at the next show.
Small business owners, are you having trouble growing your business? Do you feel like you're always swimming upstream? Do you feel like daily tension that I can't get ahead and I don't know why? Hi everybody, my name is Darren Sayafi and I'm a business therapist. What's a business therapist? Well, some people call us coaches, some people call us advisors, other people even call us strategists. We take a vested interest in you and your personal development as a person and as a business owner to give you the tools and structure that you need to take it to that next level. So don't wait. Give me a call today for your free consultation and let me show you how you can help yourself.
Welcome back to the Business Power Hour with Darren and the Music Man and our special guest, our last guest for 2019, Stu Schwartz.
2019 is almost over. Wow.
Yeah, I'm very honored to be the last one.
Yeah,
of Allstate.
We're honored to have you as the last one.
Thank you.
Because we know we're in good hands.
You are in very good
Milton is a very lucky guy that he's got you. And if he doesn't treat you nicely, I'm going to pull you out of there and get you into another Allstate.
Okay. Well, you know why? Because he's a headhunter. He can do
right.
these things. And he'll get a fee for it.
Hey, Stu, got a situation. We need to talk. Are you in the office? Yeah, we don't want to talk now. Call me when you get out.
So, Stu, I jokingly said before, when you mentioned umbrella policies and that tonight would have been a good idea for umbrella. A lot of people and a lot of business owners don't even know what an umbrella policy is.
Or individuals.
Or individuals. So what is an umbrella policy? What does it do?
And what different types are there?
Well, an umbrella policy really is lawsuit protection. The way people are now...
Isn't that what lawyers are for?
Yes. Well, not really. Lawsuit protection. And people will serve you for a suit for anything regarding anything. They can sue you for anything. And what an umbrella policy does, whether it's $1 million or $2 million or $5 million, you can be sued, and this is the coverage that you have in case people do sue you and in case they win. Whether it's someone who breaks their ankle in front of your house, they can sue you because it's in front of your house.
Right.
Or even in a business. A business policy is very important. And the society is such a litigious society now that it's very important to have an umbrella policy, whether it's personal or business, because it's very inexpensive. It's a few $100s a year, and you're protected. Yes.
So okay. let's look at two different scenarios.
Sure.
I'm a homeowner.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you get that big house with the winding,
with the
circular driveway, and
every
the Maserati and the
every
horses.
week it gets bigger.
Right.
All right.
So really, you should do the insurance on his house.
I'm telling you,
monster.
I would love to.
Well, my circular drive, my 3 horses. You forgot to mention my 3 horses. Yeah, I got 3 horses.
And a racetrack.
And a racetrack.
It's for cars.
And a race car.
And a race car.
Yeah. I can't insure the race car.
Maserati race car.
So I'm a homeowner. Okay, and you now approach me. I just bought this house, and I don't have any. I'm just buying the house. I'm going into contract. Now my mortgage company says, okay, you got to get insurance and all this other stuff. And I come to you and I say, Stu, I'm buying a house. What do you recommend?
Well, first of all, I would love to insure your home, and first, but I would also recommend to you having an insurance policy like an umbrella policy.
Okay,
Because
so why?
if someone breaks their ankle in front of your house, and they sue you, and their lawyer comes by and sees your beautiful house, they're not going to sue you for $250,000. They're going to sue you for $2 million.
For an ankle.
Right. For a broken ankle, saying that you should have fixed the curb or something like that.
Right.
And if you have,
but isn't my homeowner's policy going to cover that?
You can always get liability insurance in your homeowners. That's true. Most of the homeowners that I do $500,000 or $1 million.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't cost much when you're doing a homeowner's
But if
policy.
you have the umbrella policy,
But if you have the umbrella, that's on
right?
top of it.
Right.
That's on top of it. It's not only having to do with the house, but it could be if you're somewhere else and something happens and you're sued, it covers that. It doesn't have to only be in your home. I mean, your automobile policy has liability insurance also. And again, that's something that you could have $250,000, $500,000, $1 million on that. On my house, on my autos, I have $1 million.
Okay.
Because again, people can sue you for anything.
Yeah.
And I have an umbrella in addition to that. But all of this insurance is really just lawsuit protection is what it is. And it's very, very important.
So how much more if I came to you and said, okay, how much more am I paying than if just the basic insurance that I need to get my mortgage? Because isn't that what a lot of people do? They go, what do I need to get my mortgage? Just give me that insurance.
Well, that's mortgage insurance.
You can get mortgage insurance.
Well, my mortgage company says I have to insure the house.
And that's your mortgage
I
insurance.
would give you homeowners insurance, but they don't require you to have an umbrella. I would say to you, if you said, Stu, I need some insurance for my home, the first thing I would say was, I will take care of that for you. However, do you have an umbrella policy? Right. And I would say I highly recommend it. It's a few $100s.
I think
year.
my policy is $160.
I mean, it's really not a lot of money.
Right.
I mean, $160 is pretty expensive. Usually, it's between $300 to $400 for $1 million, and up it could be $600-700. But that's nothing compared to if you're sued.
Right.
And that's the purpose of insurance. It's not that you want to use it. It's to protect you in case you have to use it.
That's exactly right. And that's what I'm here for.
Okay. So from the homeowner's perspective now, I understand what the scenario is. So now I'm a business owner. Okay? And I own a home. And I have my basic homeowner's insurance and that. I have this business now, and we'll say, for argument's sake, I'm an electrician. I have 3 trucks. I have a shop where we store the trucks and the tools and some supplies. And my guys go in and out every day, and they're going on site to work and all these other things. I need insurance.
You need business insurance. You're going to have workman's comp insurance.
Right.
And you're going to have an umbrella policy to protect you because any of your employees could sue you for anything.
Right. No, actually, that's
a
actually
phone call for
we
you.
We got a phone.
Good evening and welcome to the Business Powwow. Who may I ask is calling?
Good evening.
Hello?
Hi, can you hear?
Hi, I can hear you, yes. I wanted to ask more about the umbrella policy.
Okay.
Okay. What is your question?
Well, because I was under the impression
Is this
that
something?
if something gets lost or stolen and it's in your car, or it's not in the home that's insured or in the car that's insured, that it's also covered. So it's additional covered on items that aren't automatically insured in the house.
Well, there's a policy.
And I think people who work out of their car or don't have an office probably need that because their stuff is left out and they're not covered for it otherwise.
Well, one of those things that in your auto policy, for example, there's an option that you can get for things that are in your car in case it's stolen. It's away from the home kind of policy, where that's just an option. That's another.
What's that called?
Well, basically it's called.
I'm going to hang up and let you finish so I can hear you better, okay?
Okay, thank you, Eileen.
Thanks, Eileen. Have a good holiday.
You too. Happy holidays.
Okay.
Thank you, Eileen. What that is it's called away from home insurance.
Mm-hmm.
And if something is stolen from your car,
No, it's not.
I can't remember what the
Away from, hi, I want to get some away from home insurance.
I forgot what the actual wording is.
Right.
Well,
But
do you know
basically,
what
that's
the
it
actual
is.
wording is?
Theft.
No.
Theft. No.
No, it's something else. It's something
Okay.
else. If someone is very interested, I'll get up with the exact wording, but basically that's exactly what it is.
Okay.
Is that the end of umbrella policy?
No, that she
No,
wanted
it is-
to. She
no.
wanted to know if there was something with the car, the umbrella policy.
That's just a.
But what if my car's parked on my property, and I got an umbrella
It's
policy?
homeowners.
Well, the umbrella is umbrella is something if someone sues you.
Right. Okay.
That has it's protection against someone suing you.
So it's really just
but if
lawsuit
if
protection.
something is in your car and it's on your, that's theft, and that's in your insurance policy
Right.
for your car.
Okay.
Okay, for your car.
All right.
And if something is stolen out of your house, that's something that's
homeowners will cover.
policy.
Right.
Yes.
That would cover that.
Are there different types of umbrella? We understand there's commercial, there's residential, whatever. Is there different types of business umbrella policies and different types?
I mean, each business has their own idiosyncrasies, and certain policies would be recommended to them depending on what kind of business it is. If it's a high-risk business, they would have a different kind of policy.
So what's a high-risk business? Would that be construction?
Skydiving.
Construction.
Skydiving.
Construction would be a big business. Even scaffolding, those kind of things. Things that are done like in the city or where builders. You know.
What about the guys that walk the planks up on top of an office building, 280 feet above the ground? I was watching a show that this the other night.
I'd be willing to bet you that they have a lot lot of insurance.
I
Because
bet you
their family would
they
need
have
it.
some problems
Because
too.
their family would
Well,
need it.
it's probably expensive too because of the job, right?
Oh yes.
I remember when I was getting life insurance, one of the things they asked me was, "Are you a pilot?"
Right.
You know, because the risk level is different.
Are you a race car driver?
Are you a race car driver?
And do you jump out of airplanes?
And do I jump out? Do I ride
jump
horses?
out of cars?
Right.
That's it.
Yes. That's exactly
So at the
right.
time, I was not a pilot and got my life insurance, but now
Are
I
you
am.
a pilot now?
Yes, I am.
Really?
Yes,
That's
I am.
terrific.
Yeah.
What are you qualified for?
Single engine land.
Single engine?
Yeah.
That's terrific.
And jets.
No jets. I don't fly jets.
The ultra hyperspeed.
Hyperspeed.
The Lears.
Yes.
The Lears.
One of those.
Mach
things.
3.
That was a nice car.
All right, so Mike
Mach 1.
Brothers says it's off-premises theft.
That's what it is. You're right, Mike.
Who said that, brothers?
Mike Brothers.
It's
Way to go,
off-premises.
Mike.
Off-premises
Thanks, Mike. We
theft.
appreciate that. So
Thank you very much, Mike. I knew you would know.
off-premises theft.
I knew
so,
you'd get back to us.
so off-premise, that would cover like our commercial people with the vans and
Yes.
things like
Where-
that.
And the
so
tools are in there.
Right.
Yes. And someone who is a plumber or a
Electrician.
would have that.
Okay.
They would automatically have that. That
What
would
other
be-
kind of insurances does your office do? Anything specialty? I mean, you do boating, right?
Oh,
you
yeah, we
do
do
boats.
boating.
What else do we do?
We can
Anything
insure
crazy?
No. If it's crazy, we don't do that. I mean, there are certain things like a Maserati or a Ferrari. We don't like to do anything that's worth that much
Sorry.
money. Where
You got to go someplace else.
other companies do. Other companies
Sorry,
do,
Stu,
but-
you can't help me then.
But Allstate, does not do that.
But you could recommend
Oh yes.
Dimples over here to go someplace else.
I would be able to. I would
he
be
can
able to
help out.
find you. I would be able to find you insurance for your Maserati.
That's great.
My
All you'd have to
Maserati,
do is
my
ask me.
Maserati pickup truck.
Perfect. And your wife drives it.
With a stick.
With a stick, yeah.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Well, that's good. So did you have a good time today?
I enjoyed this. I was a little bit nervous, but it was really something that I really enjoyed. I like being
You did great.
I like being able to speak about what I do. I like what I do, and
you two
gentlemen have really made it easy.
Thank you.
Well, we appreciate that.
Thank you.
We appreciate that. So one more time, Stu, if somebody wanted to get a hold of you, how can they do it?
I don't want to talk to anybody.
They can send you an email, though, right?
Again, my name is Stu Schwartz. My office number is 631-271-0300, and my cell number is 516-456-7081, and I will get back to you very quickly.
All right, Stu. Well, we thank you
Happy
for being
New Year.
on.
That's to you and your family.
Happy New Year, happy holidays.
Thank you
It was
very
great.
much.
Maybe you'll come back next year.
I would definitely like to
and
come
bring
back.
good
if
old
I'm
Milton
invited.
along with you.
If I am invited,
You
I will
weren't
be
invited. You
there.
better hurry up
invited.
because the dates are
I
going.
know
Dates
it,
are
I
going.
know it.
Before you know it, we'll be
That's
into
good.
September.
And you know why the dates are going?
Because this is a great show.
No, it's okay.
It's
because
Jim.
of the
It's
people.
Jim, our producer.
It's because of the people that tune in and watch it. And
Right.
you know,
It's you guys.
This is our last show, and I wanted to just talk to everybody and say thank you. First of all, I want to say thank you to my partner. This is our first full year together, and I wasn't
First
sick.
full year. That's right, yeah.
So
that's
this
right,
was
because
all
in
good.
2018, I did half the year alone, basically.
We seem like sometimes we're arguing and fighting, but it's all part
That's
of
all.
our,
We love each other.
This is it. We're very close friends. We're good buddies, and he's my boy. He's my guy. And we thank you, the audience, for tuning in and watching us, because if you didn't, we wouldn't be here, and I'd be blaming him because of that. So we don't want to do that.
It's always my fault. But look, we want everybody to have a very healthy and happy holidays, and we look forward. We're going to be back here on January 8th. Will be our first show in 2020. Okay.
And we have an attorney to start off the show, elder care attorney.
Elder care attorney that's going to be on.
Her name is Karen.
That's Karen.
Yeah.
Karen Birnbaum, and she's
Karen Birnbaum's
wonderful. She has some really, really big time, interesting stories on certain people that. Well, she'll explain it. So what do you got coming up? What are you going to do for New Year's?
You know what? It's going to be the typical Italian Christmas Eve and and then Christmas Day, all the fish, and then
Me too.
Christmas.
Is it only fish? Or do you
rice balls,
there's other things. There's all kinds of stuff.
and breads.
That's the night before Christmas Eve?
Yeah.
My granddaughter's birthday is Christmas Eve.
And then Christmas Day, we typically get Chinese food and watch a movie, I think. But this year, we're going to go to the movies.
Actually.
Well, I'm going to be at my daughter's house because she is married to a really great person of Italian ancestry.
So you're going to have the ham.
We have everything.
Yeah.
We have the works, and she's really she's a good cook. She learned how to do it well, and both sides of the family, the Jewish side, the Italian side, we're all there sharing the good health and happiness that we have with all the kids and stuff like that. And Christmas Eve, we're on the other side of the Italian family doing all the fishes. So
doing all of that
we're all
stuff.
over the place. So that's it. So that's good.
So
again, thank you to everybody out there.
Quick shout out
God
to Steve Sanacor. He was watching. He's one of my Latip buddies. Thanks, Steve, for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in.
And guys, have a safe and happy, healthy holidays. We will see you next year, January 8th, right here on the Village
With
Connection
special
Network
new stuff
at 8 p.m.
And Jim.
And
to you
Jim
too.
Thank
Happy
you,
holidays.
Jim.
All
Jim,
the best.
great year this year.
Thank you.
All right.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Na 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 I stand. Oh, my mind clear. Oh, I shed all of my tears. Oh, now baby, I was just waiting here while you moved on. Security, this newfound freedom you kept from me. The sound of all your loaded guns, this outbreak war has just begun. The sound of all your loaded guns, this broken man has already won. Oh, my mind clear. Oh, I shed all of my tears.